probably been ringing, right? They've probably been ringing for about, a good 12 to 15, 16 hours. And if you want to tell your side of the story, you are more than welcome to. I know there is always two sides to every story. I know this. So come and tell yours. I mean, I'm guessing you know how that went. It didn't. And yeah. Can we get a quick recap? Of course, Roxanne. Okay, we'll do a quick recap, and then we will go look over the comments. That's what I want to do first. No, I'm not saying Saggy is weak. Where did that come off as? Huh? Saggy knows I love her. I know she doesn't think that. So, regardless, I'm going to ignore that. So quick recap last night, Saggy did go live. And I am a trash YouTuber because I did not put it in the description. So, mod somebody, can you please put it in the description and I will pin it? Robert, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let me bring up my stream elements. You are awesome. I was a little frazzled before stream, so I apologize again. I'm not going to ever act like I'm more than a trash YouTuber. But I'm getting it up now, I promise. Here we go. Saggy is awesome, Angelo. I agree 100%. Okay, Robert, thank you so much. What I find ridiculous about this whole situation is how those who are Comicsgate that follow Andy, is there a big crossover there? Is there? I wouldn't think so. Thanks, Robert. I should have just had you go in. You're a mod on there. I don't know. Maybe there is a crossover. Are deciding to point the heat in your direction because they don't know much about Saggy. They say so much, says so much about them and how ignorant they are. That's the thing. Is I knew going into this that I had a bigger Johnny Depp audience than Saggy did, which is crossover with Andy, right? It's something I've been covering for years. So I knew that audience was there. So I knew by kind of trying to bolster that and get the information out there that would cause a little bit of heat on my end. And I don't care about that. But what I want people to understand is these women came out and told their stories. These women put their voices out there to be heard for you to judge. Not for me, not even for Saggy. For you guys, I mean, a little bit, of course, but to tell their stories. And Saggy's always done that. She's done that with Jody's Corner. She's done that with different people. Get on there, tell your story, let the audience decide. And that's one thing that's great. But you do have this very sycophantic audience. I guess maybe that's not quite the right word. Cultish? I don't know. Around Andy. And I get you really like somebody, you want to defend them, but at least take a moment, step back, and listen. There will be times, and this happens with anything. I can put a title on a video as I did one for Robin, heterosexual agenda. And people are like, oh, I'm so sick of this agenda in comic books, right? Like, people will comment before they listen. And all I ask is that you take a chance, listen to these women's stories, look at the patterns, look at the pattern of behavior from women, from the issues I've personally had, and I know Saggy called that out too, when it came to his threat of doxing people. Look at the whole story. Don't be reactionary and just listen. And I think that's a lot to ask somebody, and I understand that. Not everybody has time to do that. I get it. But then don't be so harshly judgmental if you're not going to take the chance to educate yourself. I know Puma is in here already trolling. Goodness gracious. Nobody said believe all women. We said listen. And I think that was something really important we talked about during the trial, right? The believe all women, the Me Too shit, it's done at this point. It's over. Is that a cat? That is definitely a cat. It might even be two. Yeah, or three. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Savage Karma, I'm so glad to see you. But it's there. People are realizing that women will do stuff for attention. That is known. But when you put in the effort that this woman put in, the people will come out and have no evidence. But this woman has evidence. This woman had, and nobody's accusing again. We'll go over to, let me bring this up, but we will go over to my video from yesterday because I want to take a look through the comments because I think it shows just exactly what I was saying. People don't listen, for one, and people really are not interested in any. Sometimes it almost feels like we're living in two realities. Is that fair to say? Because of the culture war, it feels like sometimes we are listening to two realities. Andy managed to find the dumbest fans on earth. That is factual information there. Just absolutely factual. Not all of them, but there is a great deal. Holy shit. And yesterday I was dumb. Let me share my screen. And a couple right at the beginning, I was like, I am not putting up with people being rude. I am not in the mood. And eventually I just shut the computer off, right? But I was like, I am going to delete ones that are rude. No, that probably wasn't smart because I could have showed you. I did show one of my community posts that was like, this is not a threat. This is a promise. Excuse me, bitch, what? A promise to do what exactly? Oh my goodness. And Zeno's right. There are two realities, the real world and the internet world. And a lot of this culture war bullshit doesn't exist outside of the internet world. A lot. I mean, you can tell that by the success of Black Panther, right? That movie's doing phenomenal, but if you were to look online, it's a failure, right? It's a MCU failure. That's the wrong one. Okay. I told you I'm unorganized this morning. Okay. We're going to read through Saggy's first because this was perfect. Clearing up some misinformation here. Myself nor the ladies on the stream claimed the following. No, Andy did not break the law. Obviously, being a sex pest is not law breaking. It's not. That's why I had a couple comments like, why didn't they go to the cops? What are the cops going to do? What are they going to do? No, Andy wasn't accused of abuse. I actually did not see that one, to be fair. Which is good. So I don't think so. No women did not call themselves victims of Andy. I called them victims. I will be straight up honest with that. I did. They did not call themselves that. So I think that's fair. What did he do, Ginger Lex? Did anybody? Let me get the original link for you, Ginger. He really hurt some women. We're just gonna say that. I don't know how else to describe it, to be fair. I'm gonna pin this here. No, stop it. That way everyone can have the original here. I want that pinned. The issue is he abused his, why won't it pin? He abused his position of power. I don't know why it does this on my phone. I have to go through the computer to pin it. He's abused his position of power, manipulated women, asked them to lie for him, demeaned them, sent them unsolicited wanker, masturbation videos. And people are still defending that behavior, which is so odd to me. I want to pin this. Why won't it work? All right, once it loads up, I'll pin it. Let me see here. All right, regardless, we'll keep going while I wait to pin this. So she continues. Can you guys see this? Andy wasn't jacking off, he had a bad itch. Oh! No, you did not. Okay, let's keep going here. I don't know why this won't let me pin this. Imagine sending an unwanted video. Wait, why are you deleting that? He was saying that was a gross. Why was Sam timed out? Maybe I missed something. All right, that link, and I'll put it in the description too. I can't get it to pin. If one of my mods know how to do it, I will get it. There we go. Haha. I told you I would get it done eventually. I think you're timing out people not meaning to. Yeah. Maybe because he already had a pinned comment. No, I just had to get it on my phone won't do it, and that's what I usually look at the comments on. No, they're not trigger happy. My bad. He said hold on. My bad, I'm at work and put my phone in my pocket. All right, can you undo it? Sam, I apologize. I didn't mean to. Can you or somebody undo it? Pretty please. See, no, don't act like you X'd it out. Yeah, that happens. So it's not a big deal. Sorry, Sam. Sorry. Okay. What was said that is noteworthy? Andy tried to get a woman to lie that they did nothing multiple times. Andy blamed her for other people coming out publicly about their relationship. She was vulnerable due to previous abuse she endured by an ex, which Andy was aware of, and he took advantage of that. And it doesn't matter. The issue here is if somebody doesn't want nude, we're just going to use the word nude. You guys will know what I mean. Photos. Don't send them nude photos. Don't use your position of power in order to make somebody feel invalidated, to make them feel like they can't speak up, to make them feel like they're lesser than in any way. I'm projecting a lot of motive on this dude. Like, what? Exactly. Name one motive I'm projecting. I will not post the unedited video because that is wrong. Okay, so I still have it up. I can edit it out if it's that big of a deal. But I thought it was fucking hilarious the way Saggy did it. And she deserves a little credit there because that was ingenious, right? Like, I would have not have thought of that. Like, now I can't get that freaking... You know what the worst part about that is, Saggy? Is that now I won't be able to get that freaking song out of my head. And I like this song. But now every time I hear the song, I'm going to think about Andy playing with his Willie. And that fucks with my head. And I am very upset with you because I like that song. The music, yes. I like that song. I think it's Sam Smith or something. I hear it all the time on TikTok. That is not a picture I ever wanted to have. That song inspired the parody. It's so good, right? Apparently, it's blocked in Russia and Belarus, though. Weirdly enough. All right. Also, the stream purpose wasn't to cancel nor convince anyone anything. Exactly. You can make up your own mind. And I'm not being mean here at all. But, oh, this is going to sound assholery. You don't have the power to cancel him because you didn't force him to do this. You didn't force him. This was done by his own admission, right? He did this. So you don't have anything to feel guilty about. All you were doing here in this situation is being the middleman, right? But accountability would be nice, right? But it won't happen. In the nicest way possible, it won't happen. He will figure out a way by, I don't know, what is it now? 11:28. By 2 or 3, doesn't he go live every single day? So by the time he goes live, to figure out how to make himself the victim. Puma, warning, dude. 2 sides to every story. I just wanted the other side to be told. It's usually the one that's not. And that is why I specifically asked if he wanted to come on. I missed one. Also, comments were turned off to spare the woman who spoke from the nasty comments that the internet always posts. Yeah, of course, right? That it's always very divisive in these type of situations. Come from me and them. Thank you. Very, very good. All right, we're gonna take a look at. I think I need to filter it by top comment because there are some level-headed people and there are some crazies for sure. This one gets me. What exactly? I didn't mean to copy that. What in my stream was reportable? What in my stream could you have reported? Like, I got a nasty mouth. I'll admit that. I definitely was disgusted. I'll admit that. But I'm not exactly sure what was reportable in my stream. People report stuff all the time for no reason. And I have an issue with that, especially if you're going, Andy overcame cancel culture, but fuck you, I'm going to report you. Kind of a little bit, or a lot bit hypocritical, right? Regardless, it's not going to matter. Reporting on YouTube does absolutely, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, reporting on YouTube does nothing. Some techniques, practical advice. If you want to be heard properly, I hope you are and will be if all this is true. Check to make sure that the volume for the individual speakers are similar range before hitting record. Don't talk over each other. Now, I did have some people confused. I was talking over a little bit. I was talking over them very minuscule amount. But you could have gone to the original stream, and I did encourage it. I did pin it. I did put it in the description in order to hear them. It was no different than a reaction video, right? So that's fair. And her audio was a little low. It did fix itself out. It was okay, and I was able to turn it up a little bit too through Restream. But yeah. For someone unfamiliar with the specific issue at hand, hearing and picking out the most important bits were a bit challenging. That's fair. I think that's pretty fair. Zeno, why did you time out? Why did you time out Zeno? When is Tristan not disgusted? There's nothing wrong with that. Pocket again? Holy shit, take it out of your pocket, please. Can I restore it? Hooded! Oh my goodness. Was Zeno like talking a bunch of shit? I don't even see what was being said. Okie dokie. I don't think that was done on purpose. They were timed out, not booted. So maybe it was done on purpose. All right. Well, regardless. Oh, I love Savage Karma. Andy no more. Andy is not disgusting. Grown crybabies are, however. Can somebody make it make sense? Again, people that probably didn't listen. I think Andy is innocent, and you mother... See, this is what he does. He gaslights his audience so much, he makes them stupid. He literally makes them stupid, right? All he uses is this technique. They're jealous or they're Amber Heard supporters. What the actual fuck would I have to be jealous about, first off? He's a bully. Not only that, but I have been covering the Johnny Depp situation since before Andy has. So that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, you were joking. All right, good. I sometimes I can't tell. I'm sorry. I didn't know if it was a troll or not. Now I feel like an asshole. I apologize, Pierre. I really do. I don't know sometimes. Okay. I love Savage, so I'm just going to harder comment. So is this being brought up from a while ago? The situation happening a while ago, why bring it back up now? And you didn't see him in person. This is all online. There is a delete button. She was literally a mod for him. You should feel bad now, right, Carrie? I do. I'm sorry. She was a mod. How could he just delete? She was part of that community. I understand she could just walk away, but she shouldn't have to. She shouldn't have to. She shouldn't. You have to deal with this. Do you not understand that? There's a way to block him. This goes both ways. If you weren't comfortable, you could tell him and block him. She couldn't block him. She was a mod. Again, it's not that hard to figure out. I don't think he would continue to hit on you if you weren't giving the indication that it's okay. What? This is some serious victim blaming shit. Serious victim blaming shit. I have been hit on people that I didn't like and I asked them to stop. Most do. Right. This is like the gatekeeping of how to react to people. Okay. Occasionally you'll get a creep that makes himself believe that you're did you guys see that recently? It went super, super viral. Actually, I think I seen the picture up here. This guy right here. That incel that stalked this girl. Like, she's saying that would happen, right? You would be able to get this person to stop, because always when you tell a man to stop, they stop. That doesn't happen. That's a great example of that. If you guys have a chance to look it up, it is a man that made a mixtape for a woman, chased her from street to street, then told the cops that all women have rape fantasies, and that her dad called and yelled at her, and that he was gonna make her straight. Like, he literally said, "Why can't I make her straight?" It's a fucking insane video if you get a chance, just for your own, like, what the fuck viewing pleasure. But that's real. That shit happens. So don't tell me. One second.
We need cash.
What happened to our stash?
I bought an electric guitar. I rented a shiny car.
I went out to lunch. But McDonald's is a thrifty munch. I purchased a random flute.
I hired a prostitute.
Whatever will we do?
We'll have to think it through.
I know I will start to sell my body parts. A kidney or a lung, my liver or my tongue. I'll distribute them in jars to people driving cars.
I have a better plan. I'll marry a wealthy man.
Wouldn't that make you gay?
Not necessarily.
That would be okay. What?
I'll sleep in a separate bed, and I'll refrain from giving kisses. We'll be happy for a while. I'll try to comply to his style and keep his mansion clean. Then I'll kill him and inherit his green.
Break it down.
It wouldn't be so tough to sell my girlfriend's stuff. Her computer and her sewing kit will go for quite a bit. That doesn't seem so kind. I doubt that she will mind. We'll start a fake foundation, a non-profit organization. We'll say it's for the mute, the blind and destitute. Then we'll get to take the money that we make. We'll salvage all we can take it to Afghanistan.
Break it down.
Ninjas are totally sweet, so light and nimble on their feet. So good at being bad. I wish I had a ninja for a dad.
Kill him, son.
Put your money in the cup, or this assassin will cut you up. Do not attempt to mess with me. I met a guy who met Bruce Lee. Mothers, cousins, nieces, brothers, neighbors, doctors, ex-boyfriends, dog.
It won't be hard at all, making money with a crystal ball. According to the tarot cards, your body will be torn to shards. The pieces spread around, your mangled carcass never found. That's all I'll have to say, and then they'll have to pay.
I know I could.
Break it down.
I'll make the money grow with my impromptu magic show. Performing in the streets, death-defying feats. People would shriek and shout, but that's what magic is all about. My God, is he alright? I do this every night. I'll ace the G.
We need cash.
What happened to our stash?
I bought an electric guitar.
I rented a shiny car.
I went out to lunch. But McDonald's is a thrifty munch. I purchased a random flute.
I hired a prostitute.
Whatever will we do?
We'll have to think it through.
I know I will start to sell my body parts. A kidney or a lung, my liver or my tongue. I'll distribute them in jars to people driving cars.
I have a better plan. I'll marry a wealthy man.
Wouldn't that make you gay?
Not necessarily.
That would be okay. What?
I'll sleep in a separate bed, and I'll refrain from giving kisses. We'll be happy for a while. I'll try to comply to his style and keep his mansion clean. Then I'll kill him and inherit his green.
Break it down.
It wouldn't be so tough to sell my girlfriend's stuff. Her computer and her sewing kit will go for quite a bit. That doesn't seem so kind. I doubt that she will mind. We'll start a fake foundation, a non-profit organization. We'll say it's for the mute, the blind and destitute. Then we'll get to take the money make it to Afghanistan.
Break it down.
Ninjas are totally sweet, so light and nimble on their feet. So good at being bad. I wish I had a ninja for a dad.
Kill him, son.
Put your money in the cup, or this assassin will cut you up. Do not attempt to mess with me. I met a guy who met Bruce Lee. Mothers, cousins, nieces, brothers, neighbors, doctors, ex-boyfriends, dog.
It won't be hard at all.
Okay, I am so sorry about that. Oh, let's go back to this. Did I lose everybody? I probably did. What the hell was that? That is my "We'll Be Right Back" thing. It's the weirdest song ever, and that's why I picked it. Because it doesn't make sense and it's hilarious. All at the same time, right? I think it's super old. I don't know. That song is dangerous. It's the weirdest shit ever. All right, let's get back to it. I apologize, you guys. I like it too, Dino. All right. Where were we here? Let's see. Most do. Occasionally, you get a creep that makes himself believe that you're just, okay, so, the great thing about any phone or any computer, and it's built right in, is that it has spell check. It's a great thing, right? It helps you English better, right? And sometimes, for some people, there's maybe a language disconnect. Sometimes maybe, I don't know. That's the only excuse I have. But goodness gracious, I don't know what that word is. Plating? Maybe they meant placating? Maybe? Or he really doesn't get it and he doesn't care. And stuff eventually you will give in. And things eventually you will give in. That being said, I don't think Andy is the latter. I think he's been through enough, been accused of stuff. I mean, that's a good indicator right there, but okay. Being said, okay, wait. And to keep bringing this stuff up just doesn't make sense. Not bringing this stuff up. This is all brand new. That's the thing. I did have some people confused saying this isn't new, right? This is stuff that Andy's already talked about. He's apologized when it came to his ex-wife, I believe. And I actually feel really bad. I did have somebody say in my chat yesterday that being accused does not make you guilty. Absolutely. We know that from the Johnny Depp case, right? I'm very careful now, right? I felt really bad though, because I had somebody say that on his, good morning, Raven, on his Instagram, he posts pictures with his wife and their kids. So my nosy ass went and looked. And I feel really bad for the woman. It looks like they have 3 kids together or separate. I'm not exactly sure. But regardless, they look like a happy family. And that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Again, of course, not illegal. We've already been through that, but it's gotta hurt, right? So you're saying that he didn't do anything wrong, but he did hit. Okay, we're done with that. I don't know. It's too hard. You used Johnny's pick, get more clicks. Yes, you did use Johnny to get more views. I did have a couple people complaining about that yesterday, but I could not put initially him in the thumbnail, obviously. And people were like, how does this affect the Johnny Depp community? He used the Johnny Depp community in order to get women. Don't you realize that? A fraction of those women are already victims. But yet he used that community. So yes, it is a community issue. It's something that should be called out. Like, you have bad apples in every community. There's no doubt about that. But when you're one of the biggest voices, and I said that yesterday and someone else pushed back saying Tug was a bigger voice, for sure. I meant bigger as far as amount of subscribers. Tug has been on it. Tug has done a very good, in-depth job of everything. So I didn't mean to take away anything from Tug, because I wouldn't, because he's done great. I meant by subscriber count, right? So no, I of course I knew putting Johnny Depp in the title would bring in Johnny Depp supporters. But I also have had that in my community. It is part of why quite a few of you guys are here. Whether it was the trial or the coverage beforehand or the trial in the UK. So of course, dating is a water hole. Of course, predators show up. And that's a really good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it, Helmet. That's a good way. He's a narcissist, of course. Right, of course. We knew that. Funny, this appears shortly after Andy meets JD. Smells like a turd. What does one have to do with the other? This isn't like this is when Andy's channel started blowing up. This is like when it's on the decline. So what does one have to do with the other? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, Laura B wasn't with the rest yet. She's still all over him on YouTube. I love Laura B. I won't say a bad word about her. She's great. Yes, that's right, James. I do. Deal with it. This is stupid. You make no sense. Obviously, you didn't listen. Showing leaked DMs and causing drama. I'm sure this is going to make you look like an arbiter of truth. And not all of us, and not at all like an Amber Heard clone crying wolf. This was one I seen last night. I'm like, you're seriously standing up for a bully? You're seriously standing up for a bullying? Okay, sure. Hey, I already heard it. Bro, imagine being a female at defending Andy on this. That oh God, no. That face is really doing it for some of his fans, I guess. Oh my God. I don't know how a female could stand up for this. Man, after all this, I am not saying he has done the worst thing ever in the world, obviously. But I guess I could zoom in more so you guys could see it better. But obviously, this is an issue. This isn't even a new issue. This person is blocked. I'm gonna heart their comment. So you accuse Andy SIgnore of something without evidence. The evidence was shown, nor a police report. Why would there be a police report? Why would this be? Why? Do you not understand how the criminal justice system works? Like, the trial, the situation taught a lot of people about the justice system. What? You should know that has nothing at all to do with it. That makes no sense. Okay, this reeks of defamation and lies. I'm sorry. This is where the disconnect of reality is. This is where I was saying earlier. It feels like we live in two realities. How can there be defamation with proof shown? There's got to be at least an ounce of truth in there, right? If there was proof shown, then it wasn't just accusations for no reason. Again, accusations. This happened 10 days after he met Johnny Depp. Can somebody, please, you guys, what does that have to do with anything? Like anything at all. How does that even matter? His channel is not doing as well as it was during the trial. If this was an attention thing, don't you think they'd come out then? Oh, wait. And let's see what Brandon has to say, because I'm the disconnect from reality. Because there's proof that Dearest thinks he's doing in the background. He's pretending to be more decent guy. That's very... Oh, okay, wait. I thought you said I was the one who had a disconnect. Oh, wait. That's a different name. My apologies. My apologies, Brandon. It's Bernadette. He and his crew are just using Johnny to get much money, and I can't stand it. Way too aggressive. Oh, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Again, it has nothing to do with when he met Johnny Depp. If they were doing this for attention, they would have done it during the trial when his channel was at its peak. It's so fucking fishy of you. Okay, sure. False accusations ruin people, absolutely, and can get you into very big trouble, absolutely. False accusations should ruin people. I actually think there should be a stronger threshold for people giving false accusations. Because a lot of times we see false accusations thrown out there without any sort of repercussions. And they can ruin people and follow them for life. And a lot of times these women just get away with it. It's very rare, but it does happen. So yeah, I do think there should be some sort of, I guess, agency when having accusations. But this isn't that situation. And people didn't learn from JD and H trial at all. Yeah, we did. You're just sticking up for somebody you like, but that's fine. You do basically the same thing Amber Heard did. Then you clearly didn't watch the video. You clearly didn't watch the video. Unprofessional little girls talking over each other. So annoying, right? I know. So pathetic and so stupid. Such a waste of five. See, this is here we go again. 5 minutes. You didn't actually watch the video. You didn't actually take the time before you opened your mouth. You had already decided that Andy was innocent going into the video. And you didn't care. You didn't care. Who are these people? We're going through the comments because there was a lot of dumb information out there. People thinking that the cops should have been called. That makes no sense. And I didn't have to work, so I was like, fuck it. He speaks the truth. This is what I mean. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you for subscribing, Candace. He speaks the truth and he didn't harass anyone. Obviously, another person that did not watch the video. What is this jealousy thing? No one's jealous of Andy. Not even a law. I love Saggy's reply. What a load of BS. Saggy literally showed the video. Oh my goodness. I see you followed the Johnny Depp case and it's brilliant. I think Tug Simp was in here yesterday. And it's brilliant that you support him. However, you seem to not have learnt the lessons of false accusation because there are no receipts, no dates, no times. But those were all in there. They were all time-stamped. What are you guys fighting about? Goodness gracious. Figure drawing has been indoctrinated too far into the SJW cult. What? I missed something. I definitely missed something. Oh well, not a big deal. If it was not harassment, so case closed, as he must deal with his wife. That's not my biz. Just made it creepier in my mind. That's fair. Figure drawing is going off on Zeno, Bianca, and Hominis are telling him he's an extreme troll. Zeno's a troll, for sure. Zeno's a troll that hates me. And it's mutual, but no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. It is scary, right? It is scary. All right, let's keep going. I keep getting distracted by the chat. Oh yeah, the whole Telegram thing. Good point, Simple Bell. The whole Telegram thing is creepy all by itself. If you need it don't people usually I don't, but I know Saggy does use in order to talk to like people in their community, like a Discord. That makes sense to me on a basic level, especially if you want to have a chat with your mods or whatever. The fact that you have to go to an app that has disappearing and private deletable messages is suspect all by itself. If you have nothing to hide, why are you going to an app that's specifically designed in order to hide messages and videos and everything else, right? Because there's no... Okay, we went through that. What the fuck do you mean? This is not... Goodness gracious. People listen. Use your listening ability. I never said Johnny didn't get Me Too'd. I said the whole idea of Me Too was a woman came out and said, John Smith abused me. And then you'd have woman A, B, and C go, Me Too, right? And you'd have 4, 5, 6, 10 people with very similar stories. What I said was Johnny didn't get any Me Too's. He had one woman accuse him, and all the other women in his life stand up for him. Goodness gracious. Fascinating. Clickbait. Oh, I love it. I don't get it. What is this video exactly? All you have to do is watch it. This one blew my mind. And I actually saw this person on a couple, I don't know if it was in Saggy's comment section, but I know I saw him in Oh My Diaz. And I'm pretty sure Max is also. Do you guys remember very early, before the UK trial? You probably won't. There was a woman with blonde hair, a heavyset woman that harassed me. That was an Amber Heard stan. And she's actually on YouTube. I think her name's like Amber Heard Playlist now, but it was different at the time. And she would send me article after article telling me that they were deep fakes. All of the audio was deep fakes. All of the video of Amber was deep fakes. And oh my God, it's come full circle because this person thinks that the video that SIgnore sent was a deep fake. Either that or they really want to see Andy fapping it up. Show the source material. Okay. Do you really want to see that? Really? I mean, deep fakes, really? I've never in 12 people thought that they were deep fakes, or at least thought that what? I always thought it was mind-blowing when that girl would say that they were deep fakes of Amber and Johnny. And she would send me like CNN articles saying that Johnny had Amber's head put on, and look, here's this information about deep fakes. Right? And now we're full circle that Johnny Depp supporters thinks that it's a deep fake. Bro, I just can't. Turned off commenting, convenient. I like how they use that as a gotcha. How is that a gotcha? Right? Like, how? She's protecting those girls. And then again, Tug Simp, no dates, no times, no receipts. They were all there. All you had to do is literally look at the video. Goodness, it's like they're all I don't know. Clickbait to the core. What huge news? LMAO, are you kidding me? LMAO, hey, that's nothing. He shall explain it to his wife. He didn't harass anyone. Okay. Again, another one from the same person that went everywhere. I don't trust edited videos. Got the source material. Looks like deep fakes. Are you guys serious right now? Are you guys serious right now? Deep fakes. Wow. That is some serious cope if I've ever seen it. Most likely YouTube will take the entire stream down if the whole yes, absolutely they would, Hominus. We need to do like a Hominus appreciation stream because he has been killing it lately. Seriously killing it. Andy didn't harass anyone. Grow up. I don't even follow Andy that closely, but I'm smart enough to know BS when I hear it. Okay, apparently not. Show receipts or shop. Okay. All right, sure. Getting all covert with the deep fakes, right? That's some serious thing. They think I'm dumb enough. They think you're dumb enough to show the unedited video. That's like saying, I want to get my channel taken down. I want to get in trouble. Andy has now ruined 2 women's life because he can't keep it in his pants. Yes. I think it's more than that, but yeah. He's exploiting Depp and the vulnerable people who support him. I actually think this is what I was trying to get over yesterday. This is what I was trying to say over and over again. He used a community, a fan base, and exploited them. For what? To get his rocks off? That okay. Gross. Yeah, very gross. Are we surprised? Oh, this was the one that I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? You better have receipts because false allegations will bury you. That's not a threat. It's a promise. Honey, you're so dramatic. You're so dramatic. Oh my goodness. I think we're good now. We'll switch over. Yeah, I'm so zoomed in, it's going crazy. We'll switch over. But this is just mind-blowing to me that people would and are willing to justify some pretty shitty behavior because they like somebody. And I understand. I understand that you've watched a lot of Popcorn Planet. I understand that maybe you watched them for the trial. Traders. I'm just saying. I'm playing. He had tens of thousands of people watching it. I get it. It feels like a betrayal. But to go and say it was deep fakes is a whole new level of cope that I have not heard of. Saggy, do you care if I go through some of your video? Because I think you did a really good job last night. But I want to make sure it's okay. Oh my God. That would have been funny though, Hominous. When I get the I touch myself. Please set things straight. No joking. Wait. What? No sarcasm. Make it clear things stand between you and Zeno. Because we need. What Zeno do? I have no issue with Zeno. I wasn't kidding. I like Zeno. I just fuck with him. Is that enough? No sarcasm for you? Did I do good? Did I do good? No sarcasm whatsoever. I fuck with him when I see him anywhere. Like if I see him in Saggy stream, I fuck with him. The whole situation seems extremely well. I'm not going to use that word, but yes. You never answered me, Saggy, so I'm just going to do it. I had shut everything down by this point, but I did watch some of it this morning. Let me see. I know I would never subscribe to your crap. Oh my God, you're so smart. I love it. I haven't muted.
Of course, they always find a way. They go to my other videos about Andy or something to comment anyway. So, and also for my mutuals on Twitter who are saying Andy did nothing wrong. Now, listen,
you know what?
I think Andy did something wrong. However,
I didn't think about that. Did you get a lot of shit on Twitter, on social media outside of YouTube?
My opinion, right? That's my opinion. I feel like he did something wrong. I'm not projecting that on everybody. I want to make that clear. The purpose of that live stream, people are saying that the purpose of it was to try to defame, attack, harass, whatever, destroy his family. I saw all the comments. I'm sitting there like, no. I was explained in the beginning of that stream that was not the intention.
Shh. I don't know how to say your name otherwise. I had this problem yesterday. Okay, shh. It is in the pinned comment. You'll be able to see all the proof there or my stream from yesterday, but I'd rather see you support Saggy. But she did cut out the dirty video, whereas I did not. Because I'm like, fuck it. But it is in the pinned comment.
I like to give people a voice. Not everybody is charismatic or they're too shy or they're not good with public speaking. So they usually come to me and I am happy to give people a voices. It's not the first time I've had somebody I've interviewed or wanted to tell their side of a story when it's a topic that I've talked about. Usually,
that is actually also the person that came to her about Jody's Corner. And there's a couple other small videos where she covered it with Raven and stuff. Those are actually in the description of the video that's pinned, just so you guys know.
YouTube content creators, when you talk about a specific YouTuber or a celebrity or something, and other people have a story to tell, they come across it, like they come to you, right? I'm sure Andy gets a lot of people who come to him when he's covering Johnny Depp, Britney Spears, or whoever he's covering. People come to Andy as well with stories of their own for Andy to tell, right? Or for Andy to share. It's just what content creators do. Every content creator.
I hope if somebody needs, how do I say this? If you have a story to tell, fine. But even if you don't and you need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to me. I'm sure you can reach out to Saggy. This isn't something you should have to go through alone. And it isn't something you should have had to go through in the first place. So even if you don't want your story told publicly, there are still people in this community that are victims themselves that are willing to talk to you.
As people who are interested in what they talk about come to them with information, right? So I get that a lot, not just with Andy SIgnore, with a lot of things I talk about, Mecha Random 42, Ezra Miller, Quantum TV, all these people I've talked about. I've gotten people come to me and say, hey, there's something you missed, or hey, there's more to a story. So I'm all about telling stories, people's stories, having people be heard. So that was the purpose of that stream. Britt was brave enough to come out and tell her story, knowing that there's going to be
Jackie, get to your point.
Now, again, it's going to be very divided.
I'm just kidding.
You see nothing wrong with what Andy did. Again, that is your prerogative. I am not here to change your minds. I'm just here to let people speak. There are people who are going to be disgusted with his behavior, and that is their right as well. So I just wanted to say that because, again,
I think this brings up a good point from Lisa. I've noticed a shift, right? A lot of YouTubers will be like, for lack of a better word to say this, you can't trust the mainstream media. These journalists are corrupt. You can only trust me, right? I'm going to tell you how it is. No, generally people have their own agendas, even if they're not nefarious, because agenda is generally used as a nefarious word. I don't mean it that way. We all have our biases. We all have our abilities to fuck up, right? YouTubers just are here to entertain. There are ones that will not do their due diligence. There are ones that will purposefully lie to you. So just be really, really careful who you do trust, or who you at least put some small amount of trust into, right? You just got to be so careful out there, because there has been, like, even when it comes to comics, right? Because that's generally what I talk about. There is so much, and what do we call it? Misinformation, disinformation, bullshit that I hear in my chat or in my comment section. Like, I've talked about this one before. I had people come to me like, oh my God, I can't believe Jonathan Kent is fighting fake news in Superman. Like, I'm like, what? That didn't happen. So I eventually pinned down the original video, and I'm like, oh, this person has like 300,000 subscribers. Of course, right? This is going to get out there. So just be very careful on who you trust. And I think that's really important to mention. You can never tell how fake they are. If they can make money off your story, they will. Absolutely. But I'm not monetized, unfortunately, anymore. And Saggy did not monetize her stream last night. Her stream with these women. So no, there was no money to be made.
And I can't spend all night responding to everyone I want to, because you know my regulars here know I like to engage with the community. I don't want to ignore people's questions or concerns. There's some people I had to block because they were just being a little too nasty with their comment. You have actual opinions on what that stream was about, or you have criticism, or you have concerns, you are free to express them to me. But if you're going to come here and just attack, or in instance, it was just having somebody share their side of a story between what happened with them and another bigger content creator. Like I said, I have no intention or campaign or crusade to try to deplatform Andy SIgnore. I have actually in the past.
I didn't mean it like that, Zeno. I meant, that's even funny that you bring that up, because I seen, I got demonetized for bullshit reasons, same as a lot, like Inform Overload just got demonetized too. Andy was demonetized at one point, and imagine that, I stood up for him because he didn't deserve to be demonetized. A lot of these, I don't mean it like that at all. But even when it comes to that, like, I literally saw Ethan Van Sciver it was yesterday I seen this stream with, it's really not a great debate, with Organized Chaos. It was all right. But he was like, Nerdette got demonetized for her bad behavior. What? No, I didn't. That doesn't actually even make any sense whatsoever. I got demonetized for bullshit reasons, just like the rest of people in the Johnny Depp community. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just Inform Overload. It was SEC. It was Darth News. It was Stevie J. Raw, who actually lost his entire channel covering this. There were so many of us, but, you know, bad behavior, the meanest one of them all. I am so evil. I apologize. I felt so bad for SEC and Stevie J. Raw, too. I really did.
Came to his defense because he has gotten demonetized before when he got...
Oh, you're so full of shit, Zeno. Ethan wasn't assuming. He literally lied to his audience on a live stream about me for like 20 minutes. He wasn't assuming. He was literally making shit up. I gave my reason, and he lied over and over again.
Flag. He got strikes by, I think, a production company or something. I forgot what it was specifically. And I've come into his defense with that. I don't think that he should be deplatformed. Like I said in that stream, I just want that to stop. You know, if you are like, I don't care, you know, what goes on between people in their relationships, but when you have people saying, hey, you know, I consented this time, I'm not down for it this time, you know, maybe back off. You know, why take it out on Nerdette? Yeah, there were a lot of people taking things out on Nerdette, which it wasn't Nerdette who
I think that was simply because somebody mentioned he assumed I lied. I literally showed the proof. Quit defending your Lord and Savior when you're wrong on this one. I think the only reason was because I was EFAPing it and somebody put it in Tug Stream. But I can take it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Didn't you get demonetized over copyright issues? The reason I actually got was reused content. And I went through and I talked to the person at YouTube. It's actually Google you have to talk to. But regardless, and they said it was reused content, and I think a lot of it had to do with my intros. And you'll notice now that my intro has changed. It is copyright-free music, and it is simply a countdown. I love my intros. That was one of my favorite things to make, but I think that had a lot to do with it. I used it often, and I used copyrighted music, and then I would take it out later. Be very, very careful, because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But now I also have people lying and saying that I spam copywritten content, and I can actually show you to clear this up once and for all. I have over 2,000 videos. Yeah, I've been on this platform a long time. And if you take a look, and I am going to be showing you like behind the scenes here, so I apologize. If you take a look, and we'll switch right back, I promise. I just want to answer this once and for all. Out of 2,000 videos, you will see here that I have 24 copyright claims. So I have less than 0.01%. And some of them are on shorts, which doesn't count because it had nothing to do with my shorts. So if you take 24 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks about 5. So 19 out of about 2,300 videos. It's absolutely ridiculous, the lies that people will spread. Especially people love to kick you when you're down. To kick you when you're down. one of my most favorite thing to do was to make those intros. And now the only thing I can think of is maybe I'm going to download them and put them on my backup channel because I'm not monetized there anyway. Right? Because I did like doing them, and it's such a shame. And honestly, the non-copyright music sucks. I want to be able to use, and I know they're changing it after January for at least short, so that's good at least. But it is a shame. It is a shame. I really like doing that, but it got me in trouble. Aggie, talk. There we go.
She just reacted to mine. I do appreciate all the support that I've been getting. Like I said, it's not about me. It's bigger than me.
Please go support Saggy.
Like
She's
said,
amazing.
Go back to when I started talking about Andy. My situation, my issues with him were minor, but in
a number of EVS videos got demonetized over background music. He makes it up with super chats. His entire channel didn't get demonetized though. Oh yeah, because he gets a bunch of super chats, right? And that's fair. I should have known better. It really, really sucks. But I thought cutting them would be enough. And unfortunately, it really fucked with me. It really did. Like, I was not okay that week. Like, not even close to being okay. I'm the crazy cat lady. No, I'm the crazy cat lady, Harry Potter's beard. Yes, you do hear. I'm in my bedroom and they went out and I'm not letting them out. I've got them captured in here with me and they don't like it. Practically begs for super chats. Yeah, you mean EVS or Andy? Because, well, they both do, right? They both do.
And then people was like, well, you make a big deal. Well, that's just, if just because it might be minor to you, like it was technically minor, but like, I still didn't like it. I still don't like it when people lie on my name, which is what had happened. Again, this is like, a year ago about where, I was lied on by him. So of course I'm going to feel some type of way. But again, when things happened with me and they were minor, people came with me and said, oh, well, you don't even know the half of it type of situation. I was like, all right, well, tell me the rest of it then. But I want to make that very clear to all the people who are Andy fans. I saw people, people were sending me screenshots about they were trying to bring it to Tug's attention.
I just shared the link. I'm not hurting for subs. What the fuck? That's right. Saggy's awesome. But yes, that's the link to this. She made a couple really good points, and I feel like I should have had them timestamped.
It's not an accusation. It's just something that happened, right? Between two adults and maybe some other adults. Like I said, there was talks to other women. There have been other women who he has had relationships with. And again,
don't you think that a person would learn, right? When he was a Screen Junkies, he cheated on his wife. Obviously, not illegal. Want to make that clear. Nothing in here that I talk about is legalities. But he cheated on his wife, right? He got in trouble because the woman actually did lie, right? It was a consensual relationship. He is... The best way I know how to describe this is it's a pattern of sex pest type behaviors, right? It's a pattern. Wouldn't you think at some point, maybe getting fired from Screen Junkies, blacklisted in the entertainment industry, that would be the point where you would stand up and go, you know what? If I want to go further, if I want to keep this career, if I want to work in, this is entertainment, right? This is entertainment. If I want to do that, I need to be on the up and up, not manipulate my fans. There was one interview a long time ago where Andy was asked, have you ever sent nudes to your fans? And the person said, all it is a yes or no question. And the answer was, it's complicated. That was years ago. Things have not changed. And it's gross. And it's an issue. And the biggest thing is, obviously, these are all allegations, right? Take what I'm saying as an allegation. But also understand, if you're in that fandom, if you're in that community, be fucking careful. Be careful. If that's the best takeaway you get from this, and you want, a lot of people are still gonna be huge fans of Andy's. I don't want you to walk away from that. But if you take nothing else away, be careful. That's the best thing I can say.
Again, consenting adults are consenting adults, but there comes a point where, like I said, if you are consenting in the moment and then you no longer want to consent, that's when it should stop.
Absolutely.
But like, I see people were tagging me and saying, "Oh, Andy SIgnore did nothing wrong." I said, maybe from your perspective, sure. I mean, if that's how you feel, I'm not here to cancel the man. I'm not here to defame him. And another thing that people are saying is like, well, it was really convenient that it happened just when he's on the rise with the Johnny Depp stuff. Yeah.
Again, can someone make that make sense? People were saying that to me too. That doesn't make sense. He's not on the rise with the Johnny Depp stuff. That shit's long past. That
tends to happen when, you see people, blowing up, and they're like, well, dang, like, I just remember the stuff that happened with me.
Sam, that's actually a really good point. I don't think I said sex addict. I think I said sex pest. But there's no such thing as a sex addict. I mean, there is a addiction, like when you get, it's very similar to like if you're addicted to narcotics or, something along those lines. But what you said in the second part, he has no self-control, right? And I'm not kink shaming. I never kink shame. Like, if you want to have an open relationship and wear bird costumes, if you want to dress as a squirrel, I don't fucking care. Just don't take advantage of an already vulnerable community and pretend you are the light of justice. I am justice. I am vengeance. I am Andy SIgnore.
Me, like, that's kind of crappy that, like, people don't know. Like, I get it. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not here to try to cancel anybody. I'm not here to defame anyone. Like I said, if that's the case, and he is free to file a law, afraid to be sued, because I know at the end of the day, I'm not making false accusations on anyone. I'm not lying. I mean, I've shown a lot of my receipts.
Great old one. I'm bored. I'm sorry you're bored. I promise she has some really good points I want to get to.
I guess. I mean, that's fine. But, like I said, it's always understand why y'all can't listen to what we're saying and you're all just going off about nothing. Like, these people don't watch my stream. They don't know who I am. They don't on that. I'm not afraid of Andy. Again, if he feels like he was defamed or slandered, he is free to file a lawsuit.
Okay. All right. That's a little ridiculous. Let's be real here. File a lawsuit? Go ahead. You literally showed the receipts in your stream. He has no leg to stand on. What leg does he have to stand on? I'm bored. Saki's voice does that to me. Yeah, and this, yes. That's what I was making a joke about. When somebody portrays themselves over and over as the pinnacle, like, doesn't he have an opening now? It's like pop culture justice. Something along those lines. Like, the fact, I have an issue with people. What are you doing? Hi, babies. Go play. I have an issue with somebody. How do I say this without sounding like an asshat? Okay. I actually got into an argument with Andy about this. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again today. Every single YouTuber should get paid for what they do. Fuck yes, they should. But I will not grift off the dead. And Andy has no issue doing that when it comes to the Queen, Gabby Petito. Those are things obviously not illegal, obviously allowed to grift off of. But when you're taking super chats for Gabby Petito and and the Queen, it's a very morally gray area, and it's not one that we'll all agree on. It's definitely not one we'll all agree on, right? Some people have no issue with that, and that is completely fine. I do. And that's also completely fine. I don't think it's okay to say I was monetized. I'm not, right? But if I was, I had a really, as sad as it sounds, I had a hard time with Kevin Conroy passing away, right? I made a couple different videos. That's how I personally grieve. I did a video. I did a video about reviewing one of his comic. Had I been monetized, which I'm not, that would have not been something I monetized. I did a dedication music video because, again, just like my intros, that is something I really enjoy doing. That is how I process things, right? Again, not monetized. Use a better example. We lost Neil Adams. We lost George Perez. I did a big stream for George Perez. Not monetized. Didn't accept, you know what the super chats went to? And we had a pinned comment for a comic book charity. I can't, in my right mind, I guess the best word is grift off of that. And if you can, more power to you. You'll probably get further in life than I will. That's great. But I can't. Andy's fans, ask him where your money went. Yeah, ask him where your money went when it came to him doxing, or attempting rather to dox Camilla. Ask him where that money went. I would be very curious for him to answer.
That's fine by me. I'm not worried at all. So, if that's the case, bring it on. You guys know I hate not being able to read the chat or talk to you guys. You no regrets, right? Nothing really I can say. It's been done. So if my channel goes, this is her.
Your channel's not going anywhere.
On YouTube, on these platforms,
we got your back.
Matters more than just my small ass 2K channel. You know, I'm literally nothing. I'm in.
And the Johnny Depp T-shirt money. What happened with that? I had no idea there was something with that. Wait. He has taken responsibility for what happened. No, he hasn't. This is brand new. This is literally brand new. The receipts were dropped yesterday. I understand he did take responsibility for the other one. And those were one woman that lied about him about a consensual relationship. But no, you're wrong about this one, Christine. This is brand new. He hasn't mentioned anything. I'm curious what happened with the Johnny Depp t-shirts, though. I didn't hear about that. Again, I wasn't watching his channel.
Nobody, all right? I'm a nobody. So why people put me on a pedestal sometimes, I always wonder to myself. They're like,
because you deserve it.
Oh, you're a YouTube influencer. I don't view myself as that. I don't want to be like everybody else. So that's basically it. It's very simple. You tell the person you don't want to see their junk videos, whatever. Just say that. If you play along, it's not disgusting you, then you shouldn't come out later on. Well, Julie, I think it's as a woman, not every woman reacts to that stuff the same.
Yes, we're getting to the part I wanted to play for you guys. This is really good. Like, sometimes when I talk in the microphone, right, I don't know what to say. I'm not always going to say the right thing, and I'm not always going to be correct. Now I want pancakes too, Raymond. But I think these questions were answered very, very well. I was very impressed.
I know when men compliment me, I feel a little awkward because I don't view myself as attractive, right, like that. So,
oh, okay. I'm going to let that play. I do, but I wanted to know about this. He made Johnny Depp his innocent t-shirts and said they were going to donate the money to Tampa Crisis Center. Do you? Did he show receipts for that? 10 hours later, we get to the point. Yeah. You know I'm a trash YouTuber. Come on now.
it makes me awkward. And there's also that whole thing where like you don't want to anger the big YouTuber who you know has a community of people like you who will defend them, no questions asked. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. So they want to appease people, and you know, they don't want to hurt people's feelings either. There's women out there who are nice to men who are a little too flirty and overstep their bounds just because they don't want to hurt their feelings, which is a common thing that a lot of women do. They don't want to, you know, be rude or come off as stuck up, and they don't want to be
called a whore. They don't want to be called a bitch. They don't want to be called a cunt.
Slut shamed after they reject somebody. So not an Andy fan at all, but I do think the person should have said something at the time it was happening, not on a public forum. I mean, I think also though, Julie, okay, fair enough. I'm sorry if I judge too quickly. I mean, I have a little bit of adrenaline rush right now, but I will say that regardless, right? Like I'll be transparent. I do OnlyFans, right? Now I do OnlyFans, and I expect.
Yes, this is the story I was waiting for. You did a really good job.
And to send me stuff, and they do. All right, I'll be 100% honest, they do. Now, as an OnlyFans person, right, who does OnlyFans, now when I don't ask for something, even though I'm in, I guess you can call me a sex worker, right? Now, as a sex worker, does that still mean that men should send videos and pictures when we don't ask for them, right?
Nope.
The answer should be no. You just shouldn't send it. Personally, for me, I don't care, because I mean, I've worked in the medical field. I've seen the human anatomy, so seeing that stuff doesn't bother me. But again, I'm not going to project that on other women. Everybody is different, right? So again, I'll ask you, Julie, as a sex worker, do you think it's okay, because I'm in the business of sex work, that men can just send me pictures or videos of them, what they do to my pictures? Because again, it shouldn't be that way. Because just because I do that doesn't mean I necessarily want to see it. Like, do I know that men are going to be doing that to my pictures? Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that's kind of the purpose, right? But at the same time, do I need to see it? Is the real question. I personally think he's gross. Don't watch him. Well, Julie, that's fair.
And I think that's a really good point, because just because you do something like OnlyFans doesn't mean that you expect it, nor should you have to go through that without, like, if somebody was like, hey, I've been supporting you for so many months, can I send you this? That's different. But that is a great point. Just because if she was flirty with him, doesn't mean it's okay to exploit that without consent. Especially online. Like if it was they were dating and he was courting her and he kissed her. That, I'm not a big one for like, oh my God, you have to ask to be kissed. Like if it's a random, I love you kiss, that's different. But when it comes to online, you have to be smarter than to send yourself masturbating to a girl. Great fucking point.
That's fair. Tiny Dancer, I do sex work and never get sent it unsolicited. They always ask first, which is nice. I mean, for the most part, the guys that send them to me, they usually ask. They say, hey, would you like to see? And they ask, right? But there are some that don't. And again, personally for me, I choose not to be angry. Again, that's my personal preference. That's my boundaries that I set. Other women don't have that. And you're right, Julie, that more women shouldn't be afraid to say no. But why is that? Why are women afraid to say no?
I think that needs to be a ladies' night. I think we need to, on Sunday, I'm going to try to get all the ladies around, because I think it's fair to talk about. Now, not necessarily comic book related, but why are so many women afraid to say no? What at this point in our society has gotten women to a point where they're afraid to be slut shamed, right? They're afraid to say no because they're afraid to be called a bitch, or afraid to be... No, you shouldn't be afraid. And a lot of women... I love you, ladies. But get that noodle spine a little stiffer. Know your worth. That's the most important thing, is to know your worth. You are important and you deserve respect. Every single one of us do, women or men. And none of this is where can I meet these ladies that don't say no? See, and so you're meeting ladies that have self-respect. And I hope there's more women out there, but I think that's a really great point and a really great talking point, because you can dive into a lot of societal issues right now.
Right? And why is it when they don't say no, that's the counter argument of, well, if you didn't say no, right? So again, it is a gray area for this situation. No adrenaline.
There's one other
wild
point I wanted to get to that she had that I thought was really good.
To this, and it actually makes me a little anxious because I'm not used, mainly because I'm not used to this type of attention. And it's weird considering I just told y'all it could end up being another incident that happened before, and then he would get canceled. Like, I don't want him to like, and he won't listen to reason, right? Because
the best case scenario for him right now, is to come out and say, yeah, we at the beginning had this consensual flirty relationship, right? We had this back and forth. I thought there was more to it. I should have said something. I will learn from this, and I apologize. That I could honestly, and as hard as it is for me to say that after all we've learned, I could respect that, right? I could understand that. But he's got to take the initiative to have agency, but he won't. He's got to take the initiative to own up to something, and that's the issue. That's the biggest issue with him, is he doesn't take responsibility for his actions. And there's no way the situation I just said will happen. None whatsoever. But that's the best case scenario. He won't disappear. His platform is too huge. He makes a shit ton of money, right? That's his living. There's no way. Either that or possibly he's going to ignore it completely, which would be mind-boggling, but it could happen.
Like, when I've talked to him before, we talked about his past and his thing, and he showed remorse, right? When I talked to him, there was some remorse about what happened in the past, right? And I felt like that. I was like, listen, it's not our business. The problem was it wasn't really anyone's business, right? What happens in people's marriages. We don't know what's going on in what was going on with his marriage, right? We don't know. It's not our business to know.
Exactly.
But I figured that after that happened, lesson learned, he has another.
There's one point I want to make sure I get to where she talks about gatekeeping victims.
Do better. Be better, dude. Like, you say more. I can say no. I have said no. And there was.
See if we can find it, because it was good.
Okay. Well, that's great. So then one person said, we can see one of our own being genuine.
Here we go.
I'm like, so we're gatekeeping how DV and DA survivors handle situations. That comment actually prompted me to do this, because that comment ticked me off, not as well as like the gaslighting of Britt, right? And she is a DV survivor, right? So to gatekeep that is what bothers me. And also, here's a fun fact. I don't talk about it at all, because
I don't know if you want me to go into that. Robert, thank you so much. This is absolutely no different from when yes. I don't know if you guys heard this story or not. When Nelson Studios pulled the same crap on you. And look at how those in JDA will side with him open. Speaks volumes about them. Why are those people, why do they defend those kind of actions? Okay, I get what you mean. A while ago, Nelson Studios, Nelsun, had sent me a TikTok of his Superman underwear. I don't know why or how anyone could defend that type of action. It was disturbing, and then he went on a whole rant about how women are bitches, and it was ridiculous. I sent you something unsolicited. You reacted like any normal person would if they were sent an unsolicited dick pic. But I'm going to blame you for your reaction. It makes absolutely no sense. Thank you, Robert, so much. Gross. What the point? I'm not going to let it play anymore because I don't want to overstep my boundaries with playing Saggy Stream. But the point she was making was really good. Is that other people in the community are justifying this and saying, look, I was a victim of DV or SA. I know how women react. Almost to the point of gatekeeping grief. Think about that. How can you gatekeep or truly understand when everyone grieves differently? I just told you when I was talking about Kevin Conroy. In order to grieve, even if it was something small, right? I understand, like, I didn't know him personally. I get that. I do. My grief is being creative or trying to be creative, whether it's going through his comic book and telling you guys how much I enjoyed it and telling you his life story. That's how I grieve. I get busy. I stay busy. Oh, I can play it? Okay. But to gatekeep how people grieve or domestic violence survivors, sexual assault survivors is fucking ridiculous.
I don't want people to feel sorry for me, but I am too. Okay. I'm also I'm also somebody who was M-word as a kid. Okay. I don't talk about that because I don't want to. First of all, I've come to terms with it, right? I'm not a victim anymore in my mind. I'm not a victim, right? I've grown up. I've dealt with it, and not many people know that, and I don't talk about it. So you never know who is actually also a survivor, because I am too. I'm a survivor of a lot of things I've dealt with in my life. Like, people don't know people outside of the internet to know what we've been through, right? And that goes both ways. So when I saw people saying that, I'm like, I am too. I just don't talk about it,
right? Because
again, I've already come to terms with it. I've already dealt with it, and I'm not a victim anymore.
And some people will never come to terms with it. It will haunt them. Some people will think about it once a week when they go to bed. Some people grieve differently. And I did get the comment earlier, right? We were talking, why didn't she come out when it happened? Every single person grieves differently or reacts differently, right? So when that was happening, she had a nest of people around her that were her friends. She was in a community. It wasn't as easy as, fuck you, I'm out. Because she felt like she was in a community, to my understanding. I don't want to put feelings or words in her mouth. But what I'm saying is, this woman felt like if, to my understanding, if she did, she would lose that. And that's not okay either. And that's his actions too. And I feel really like I'm super proud of all these women, right? Shadow, what's her name? Brittany, Saggy, all of them. But I also worry. And that's my own problem, because I'm the kind of person that wants to take like pain away from everybody, right? Like, I don't want to see other people hurting, especially when they've done something bold and brave. So I'm like, I just, come here. I will protect you all. Get under my umbrella. But they did a great job. We need to really look at, I think it's a great question to have a conversation about, bring on a couple women and talk about why women are afraid to say no. I do think that is a great subject, or why women are afraid to say they're uncomfortable. And some women just aren't. I'm just not. Like, people know here they're not allowed to make crude remarks. People know it. And they don't do it. But some people will put up with it. And then you also have people like Mecca Random that, it just make other women look bad, and there's nothing you can do about that. So you just have to keep going on and trying to do your best. And that's all I can hope for everyone in this situation, including Andy. This isn't going to get him canceled. This isn't going to get him losing hundreds of thousands of subs. What this is going to do is hopefully, if anything, have him look inward. Have him go through a little bit of introspection. And that's very unlikely. But you know what? I'm an optimist at heart. What can I say? Oh, guys, I am going to wrap up, but thank you all so much for being here. I wasn't going to do this, like I said, but my work schedule's fucked